Bonsoir tout le monde, bonsoir à tous et à toutes. Je m'appelle Andréa Sanson et je suis vice-présidente régionale du SESJ pour la belle province du Québec. Merci d'être avec nous ce soir afin d'honorer certains de nos pairs qui protègent la sécurité des Canadiens et des Canadiennes, et ce, à tous les jours. Avant de continuer, je dois reconnaître que nous rendons hommage au peuple de la nation Anishinaabe, à toutes les Premières Nations du Canada, ainsi qu'aux Inuits et aux Métis. Ottawa est bâti sur un territoire non cédé de la nation Anishinaabe-Algonquine. Les peuples de la nation Anishinaabe-Algonquine vivent sur ce territoire depuis des millénaires. Leur culture et leur présence l'ont enrichi et l'enrichissent toujours. Merci à vous. Afin de vous résumer qui nous sommes et ce que nous faisons, voici une courte vidéo qui met le travail de nos membres en lumière. Comme vous avez pu le constater, la sécurité publique, ça touche chacun d'entre nous. Je tenais à remercier les membres du SEJ de protéger la sécurité des Canadiens et des Canadiennes. Sans plus tarder, j'ai l'immense honneur et le grand plaisir de vous présenter le président national du SEJ, M. David Newfield.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you here this evening. As Andréa has noted, my name is David Newfield, and I'm the National President for the Union of Safety and Justice Employees. Our union represents approximately 18,000 members from coast to coast to coast across 18 federal government departments. This includes the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Correctional Service of Canada, the Department of Justice, Public Prosecutions, and Safety Canada. Too often, the crucial work of Canada's public safety and justice employees happens behind the scenes, out of sight of many Canadians, who rely every day on their commitment and dedication to keep them, their families, and communities safe. That is what brings us here tonight, to take the time to recognize the outstanding work undertaken by Canada's federal public safety and justice employees through our first ever National Public Safety Awards. Tonight we are celebrating public safety and justice employees from across Canada whose commitment and involvement in advancing public safety has stood out and has been recognized by their colleagues who nominated them. I'm very excited here to announce these awards this evening. But before I do, I would like to welcome our distinguished co-hosts for the evening and to share a few words with you. I'll begin with Pam Damoff, Parliamentary Secretary for Public Safety and Member of Parliament for Oakville, North Burlington. Ms. Damoff has been a long-time supporter of USJE and was instrumental in helping make tonight's event happen. Welcome, Parliamentary Secretary Ms. Damoff.
Well, thank you so much, David, for your leadership and for putting this together tonight, and your team. It is really wonderful to be in a room with so many incredible people, many of whom I've known for several years. We had a land acknowledgement earlier. I would like to also acknowledge the impact colonialism has had on Indigenous peoples. You folks deal with this every single day in your jobs, in the criminal justice system and in our correctional services. Indigenous peoples make up far too many of the people who are in corrections right now. And as we know, Indigenous women are the fastest growing prison population, and it's a direct result of colonialism and the policies that were in place. To the award recipients, Joanne, Tom, Hamza, Louise, and your puppies, Jim and Andrea, I just want to say congratulations. I have had the privilege of working with USJE since 2016 when I first got elected, and we did a study at the Public Safety Committee on mental health and operational stress injuries of public safety officers. And it was actually my NDP colleague, Matthew Dubé, who said you really have to meet the folks from, at the time it was called USJE. And I did, and we have, our friendship has continued. Before I was parliamentary secretary, you do incredible work. Trivia question, I was actually in that video, if anybody spotted me. But it is work that happens behind the scenes, and Canadians, you're not invited to birthday parties like the police officers and the firefighters, but you do keep Canadians safe. And I just want all of you to know what an incredible job you do, and how grateful we are, and how grateful the Government of Canada is for the work that you do every single day to keep Canadians safe and to ensure that people are getting the best possible path forward after they leave the criminal justice system. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Damoff. I'm supposed to call you Ms. Damoff.
No,
Can I just call you Pam? Okay. I hate following the script, okay? So I just want to say deeply, we're so grateful that you are here this evening, and we've always appreciated your very genuine relationship with us and wanting to understand our members and the work that they do, so thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce Doug Shipley, Member of Parliament for Barrie, Springwater, Oro-Medonte. Right, is that right, Doug?
Yeah, you're
there we are, there we are. Who is a member of the Standing Committee on Public Safety and National Security and the Deputy Shadow Minister of Public Safety for the Official Opposition. Please welcome Mr. Shipley.
Thank you for that. I'm definitely not a Mr. I'm Doug. All the time. So let's see if this works for everyone. Hello and bonjour. It wasn't the same. President Biden was in a room just Friday. He said hello and bonjour, and he got a resounding. That's better. Christina says that. And if anybody knew my French, they'd know why Christina is applauding so well. I do try, but it struggles a little bit. So I do thank everyone for being here tonight. What a great night. This is the inaugural, I believe, event. Thank you for inviting myself here to represent some parliamentarians. We also have a lot of other members of our Public Safety Committee that I see scattered throughout the crowd. And I would like to point out our chair, Ron McKinnon, sitting right there. Ron, if you can maybe wave. Thank you. It's interesting to note that this union has over 16,000 members across Canada, over 18 different departments. Often your work is behind the scenes. I want to tell you a quick story to bring this a little bit closer to home. That after speaking to many of the members here tonight, my wife has worked behind the scenes the Ontario Provincial Police for 29 years. So I know firsthand what goes on behind the scenes. It was interesting having some of the, and I see some heads nodding, that's nice, you know, and I can definitely relate to this. A lot of the times, and let's be quite frank, and the police officers and frontline people do a very, very tough job. But their jobs are only made possible by the hard work that's being done behind the scenes. I know the long hours that go into it. I know the labor intensive that it is, the weekends, the calls she gets, the night times. So I'm here tonight to commend each and every one of you who's been nominated, and to the ones who have been lucky enough to step up and win this inaugural award. Congratulations to each and every one of you, being Joanne, Tom, Andrea, Louise, Jim, and Hamza. Hopefully I said those all correctly. Thank you very much for having me here tonight. I look forward to meeting with the winners later on. Congratulations on your evening, and keep doing the great work you all do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shipley. J'ai maintenant l'énorme plaisir d'accueillir Christina Michaud, vice-présidente du Comité de la sécurité publique et députée d'Avignon, la Métis, Matane, Matapédia.
Merci Andréane, bonsoir David, bonsoir tout le monde, chers collègues du Comité de la sécurité publique, c'est bon de vous voir ici. Un salut particulier justement à Andréane et à Patrick avec qui j'ai visité la prison plutôt l'établissement de Port-Cartier en septembre dernier avec ma collègue Pam également. Et ça, c'est tellement intéressant pour nous. Ça nous aide à mieux faire notre travail et à vraiment voir dans quel milieu vous travaillez, quels sont les enjeux. Et c'est vraiment génial. J'ai adoré cette visite-là et j'ai hâte qu'on en planifie une nouvelle parce que, comme je l'ai dit, ça nous aide vraiment dans nos fonctions. Je suis porte-parole de ma formation politique en matière de sécurité publique. Alors, évidemment qu'on veut en savoir plus. Mais on est tellement reconnaissant de tout ce que vous faites. Et on ne le dit pas assez souvent, j'ai l'impression, les gens qui travaillent chaque jour pour s'assurer qu'on vive dans une société qui est juste, qui est sécuritaire. Oui, on voit souvent à l'avant-plan les policiers, les pompiers, les ambulanciers, mais il y a tellement de monde derrière ça, dans ce grand domaine, on le disait, 16 000 membres, et vous travaillez tous, souvent au péril de votre vie, de votre santé physique, de votre santé mentale, à assurer la sécurité de vos semblables. Alors, merci énormément pour ça. Je suis très fière d'être ici ce soir pour cette première occasion. Je disais, on ne le souligne pas assez souvent, mais là, c'est la meilleure façon d'offrir une reconnaissance à certaines personnes. Alors, je suis très reconnaissante moi-même de pouvoir vous remercier, puis de vous voir être remercié ce soir. Je pense que c'est ça qui est important. J'ai pu rencontrer notre lauréate du Québec, alors je suis bien fière de l'avoir rencontrée, bien contente pour elle. Et félicitations à tout le monde. Un prix ou pas de prix, l'important c'est de prendre le temps de se dire merci, je pense. Et c'est exactement ce que cette soirée fait. Alors, merci à tout le monde pour l'organisation de cette soirée-là. Et j'espère que c'est la première de plusieurs parce qu'on pourrait en remettre à tous les jours des prix pour le travail que vous faites. Alors, encore une fois, merci et félicitations à tout le monde.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Christina Michaud. Notre prochaine invitée est membre du comité de la sécurité publique et députée de New Westminster, Burnaby. Merci d'accueillir avec moi M. Peter Gillian.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Sanson, et merci aussi pour votre reconnaissance de la terre, comme Madame Demoff vient de dire. C'est si important à cette époque-là, quand on voit le nombre de peuples autochtones qui augmente dans les services correctionnels au Canada, qu'on fait cette reconnaissance de la terre de façon systématique. Puis, bravo pour votre travail. C'est un travail qui est, comme Mme Michaud vient de dire, souvent au péril de votre vie. C'est quelque chose sur lequel il faut toujours se baser quand on regarde le travail que vous effectuez tous les jours pour garder les Canadiennes et les Canadiennes saines et sauves et pour protéger toutes les Canadiennes. I know how dangerous it is. From a very young age, it is marked in my memory as an elementary school student. The elementary school just behind the BC Penitentiary. At the young age of just 11, Mary Steinhauser, a social worker, went in to work in the BC Penitentiary, as so many members of this union do. And she never came out. June 10th, 1975, she went in. June 11th, 1975, she passed away. This is exceedingly and often dangerous work that you do. It is essential work that you do to protect Canadians. We have a number of NDP MPs who are here tonight. I'll introduce them in just a moment. But we stand united in making sure that we work with members of this union, the leadership of the union, to get the respect and to get the supports that your members deserve and merit. Tonight with me we have Daniel Blakey, the Member of Parliament from Elmwood, Transcona. Gord Johns, yes, you can give him a applause. Gord Johns from Courtenay, Alberni. Leah Gazon from Winnipeg Centre, Heather McPherson from Edmonton Strathcona, Alexander Bouderis, our deputy leader, notre chef adjointe, Rosemont Petit-Patrie est ici aussi. Je pense que j'ai oublié personne. We are united together to say it is time to put in place presumptive injury coverage for members of this union. It's trying to ensure that there is compensation in the tragic case where a life is lost. It is time to show respect for members of this union. We guarantee that we will work with you in the coming weeks and months to achieve that end. That work starts tomorrow again, but for tonight we celebrate these first annual awards, and congratulations to all the winners. We're looking forward to hearing your stories. Congratulations and thank you for the honor of the best.
Merci, and thank you, Mr. Julian, for making it an annual award. I heard him say that. So I'm now going to begin with the awards, and I'm pleased to begin this awards ceremony, starting with Joanne Scharf. So Joanne, who has demonstrated her ongoing commitment to enhancing emergency preparedness and keeping Canadians safe, she's been doing that for over 2 decades. If you looked at her, you probably wouldn't notice. Joanne began her career with the Public Safety Canada in 2003, 3 weeks before Hurricane Juan hit the Atlantic region. With only a small team, Joanne helped design and implement crucial operations and communication procedures for coordinated responses during emergencies. Joanne took part in strategic departmental task forces in order to develop key national emergency response protocols, including the Federal Emergency Response Plan and the National Emergency Response System. She was also instrumental in the establishment of the regional operational reserves in close coordination with the federal government. Joanne and her team have worked tirelessly during the COVID-19 pandemic so that time-sensitive requests for personal protective equipment, ventilators, and other supplies were fulfilled. This was critical to ensuring that Canadians were kept safe and a vital cross-border supply chain continued to function during this pandemic. Congratulations, Joanne. Please join us on stage to accept your award. The next award recognizes Thomas Clapham, who has dedicated his career to supporting employees and veterans of the Canadian Forces and the RCMP with their recovery, rehabilitation, and reintegration efforts following injury or illness. Thomas served in the Canadian Forces as a medic from 2005 to 2017. Additionally, he was deployed in Afghanistan from 2008 to 2009. He retired from the forces at the rank of sergeant and was awarded the General Campaign Star, Canadian Forces Decoration, and 2 Commander Commendations for his actions while in service. In 2020, Thomas became the National Program Manager for the RCMP Support for the Operational Stress Injury Program, a program designed to provide confidential peer and social support for individuals impacted by operational stress injury. Thomas is proud to lead an incredible team of coordinators across this country that supports others through lived experience and empathy, in hopes to build resilience and diminish the stigma surrounding mental health. Congratulations, Thomas. Please join us on this stage to accept your award. Next, our award goes this evening to recognize Hamza Al-Baghdadi, who has devoted 20 years of service to the Correctional Service of Canada, working as a community parole officer and a parole officer supervisor at various offices in Toronto, Ottawa, and Nunavut. As CSC's sole representative in Nunavut, Mr. Al-Baghdadi oversaw the Nunavut Area Parole Office and the successful delivery of CSC's mandate across the territory. Throughout, Mr. Al-Baghdadi promoted and increased awareness within CSC of Nunavut's unique socio-economic position compared to other regions of Canada. He spearheaded a number of programs and initiatives aimed at improving correctional outcomes for Inuit offenders through partnership and collaboration with the territorial government, Inuit organizations, and key stakeholders. Congratulations, Hamza. Please join us on stage to accept your award.
Andréa Pinter travaille pour le Service correctionnel du Canada depuis une quinzaine d'années comme psychoéducatrice au Centre régional de santé mentale, CRSM, un pénitencier à vocation psychiatrique. Au CRSM, des services en santé mentale sont offerts aux détenus qui démontrent le plus haut niveau de besoins en suivi. C'est Andréa ainsi que ses collègues qui accomplissent ce travail exceptionnel. Tout au long de sa carrière de psychoéducatrice, on lui a confié des cas cliniques complexes, associés à des individus évalués parmi les plus dangereux au pays. La psychoéducation est une spécialité québécoise qui a fait ses débuts comme profession à la fin des années 1950. Les psychoéducateurs accompagnent la personne qui vit des difficultés d'adaptation en intervenant à la fois auprès d'elle, sur son environnement, mais également sur l'interaction entre ceux-ci. Andréa intervient au cas par cas avec les détenus. Nombre d'entre eux devraient se retrouver en hôpital psychiatrique ou en centre de réadaptation, mais ils sont confiés au service correctionnel. Andréa Pinter se démarque par sa patience exceptionnelle et son dévouement. Elle contribue à chaque jour à changer des vies et à réduire les risques futurs lors de remise en liberté. Par sa grande souplesse et sa capacité d'adaptation, Andréa permet aux détenus de se reconstruire un réseau social en prenant contact avec la famille ou les proches. Elle œuvre à éduquer les familles des détenus, à les inclure dans le traitement et les aide à entrevoir un avenir meilleur. Andréa, tu peux venir me rejoindre en avant afin qu'on puisse te remettre ton prix.
Un moment.
Okay, I'm going to go on to our fifth award. Louise Paquet has worked at the RCMP Police Dog Service Training Center and is... I thought you were talking about me. The Police Dog Service Training Center in Innisfail, Alberta since 2009. Louise and her colleagues at the kennels have contributed to this world-class institution and created the best possible environment for the pups in training. Louise is absolutely integral to the behavioral development of these dogs. She has been instrumental in providing Canada with a remarkable and talented group of service dogs. These exceptional companions are trained to detect everything from narcotics, explosives, and human remains. The dogs also support many other essential policing and public safety activities, such as search and rescue. Under Louise's watch in Innisfail, hundreds of puppies have graduated and joined the ranks of the best service dogs in the world. Louise dedicated 7 years to ensuring a successful review of a job classification for members like herself at the training center. This led to the proper recognition for all of those who work hard to provide this sophisticated training at the kennels. The trainers such as Louise and the German Shepherd police dogs are key to keeping Canadians safe. Thank you, Louise. Please join me on stage for your award. last but not least, the final award this evening is for Jim Tata, who since 1994 has held a number of positions within the Correctional Service of Canada at both Stony Mountain Institution and in the community. Jim currently works as a community parole officer out of the Winnipeg Parole Office. He provides community supervision to federal offenders who reside in many First Nations communities in northern Manitoba. Jim has literally traveled by air, boat, snowmobile, hovercraft, and helicopter in order to facilitate proper supervision of federal offenders in the province of Manitoba. His work in these remote communities have helped to build and maintain relationships with other public safety personnel, such as the RCMP, local justice workers, and band police. It is through these critical relationships that these partners have learned more about the federal parole system and have become involved in supporting the reintegration efforts of offenders returning to northern Manitoba. Congratulations, Jim. Please join me on stage to accept your award. So this now concludes our awards ceremony for this evening. I want to take a moment now to thank all of you for coming to celebrate these truly deserving award recipients. I recognize that many of you in this room are very busy this week, but you made the time to be here, and it means a lot to us. I heard there's a budget being dropped tomorrow. So. Again, I go off script. Your presence here this evening has not gone unnoticed, and I'll say that tonight's awards have provided a rare opportunity for 6 frontline USJE members to be acknowledged and honored for their dedicated service to Canadians. Your presence here this evening has not only added this to the special event, but is deeply appreciated by USJE and also the recipients themselves. We would like to welcome you to stay and continue to enjoy the food and drinks that are available. I hope you did enjoy them this evening as well. And I will ask our award recipients and our members of Parliament co-hosts to come to the front for a group photo. But before, we'll go to Andréa quickly.
Merci beaucoup, David. Donc, ceci met donc fin à notre cérémonie de remise des prix. Je me l'ai enlevé. J'aimerais remercier l'ensemble des gens qui sont venus ce soir, d'être venus célébrer avec nous là, ces personnes d'exception, nos membres d'exception. Nous savons qu'il s'agit d'une semaine particulièrement accaparante pour tous les élus. Votre participation ce soir nous touche beaucoup et elle n'aura pas passé inaperçue. La célébration de ce soir nous aura permis de célébrer 6 répondants de première ligne au parcours professionnel hors pair. Votre participation à cette cérémonie qui leur rend honneur est non seulement appréciée par le SESJ, mais aussi par nos récipiendaires. Nous vous remercions et nous vous invitons à rester parmi nous afin de profiter de la soirée et des bonnes choses que l'exceptionnel service de la colline vous offre. Cheers everyone! À la vôtre! C'était là mon verre. Je recommence. Cheers everyone! À la vôtre! Je demanderai donc aux récipiendaires et aux députés qui parrainent la soirée de s'approcher à l'avant. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Bonne soirée.